They say there are only 22 countries in the world the British have not invaded. India too was a British colony between 1858 and 1947. Now the year is 2021 and the world is staring at another colonial threat. This time it's from big tech. It is the new East India Company. Big tech is challenging our autonomy. It is colonizing the world, and this colonization is not limited to the digital space. I know this may sound preposterous to some of you, too far-fetched perhaps, but I plan to argue this out with facts, so bear with me. I will start with an Indian context. The East India Company began establishing trading posts in India in the year 1600. In 1602, it defeated the Portuguese. Soon it went after local traders and killed their business. Now look at what big tech is doing. Amazon launched its operations in India in 2013. It began killing brick and mortar businesses. Some of them moved online, but they were quashed by predatory pricing and preferred sellers. When India announced an investigation into Amazon in January 2020, the company challenged the probe. Back in the 17th century, the British East India Company had established a monopoly in India. Today, companies like Amazon are doing the same. Now look at Facebook. Same strategy. Kill competitors, establish monopoly. Facebook has made at least 81 acquisitions since 2005. Instagram threatened Facebook's popularity, so it was acquired in 2012. Now Facebook owns Instagram. Then it copied Snapchat's features. It did everything to ensure that Instagram does not have any major competitor. Next came WhatsApp. It posed a challenge, so Facebook bought WhatsApp too. This happened in 2014. Tech giants regularly acquire startups. They kill innovation. They drain small players by hiring/poaching their talent. Many acquisitions never even make it to the headlines. Try reading up on them. Where will you read? Perhaps on Google. And while you do that, think about how Google has colonized the online search space. They're all operating on the same model. So what happens next? If you go by the East India Company's playbook, after establishing a monopoly, it went after policies and policymakers. By the 18th century, the trading company became involved in politics. Its aim was to maintain its trading privilege and expand its wings. Today, tech giants are doing the same. Look at what's happening in the US. Amazon is trying to lobby against all its competitors. It is bidding for billions of dollars worth of government contracts. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has embedded himself in Washington. His $23 million mansion sits not far from the White House. In 2019, Amazon spent more than $8.1 million on lobbying. More than $8.1 million. This is more than any tech company. In 2018, the firm spent $14.4 million. A Bloomberg report claims Amazon has increased its spending on lobbying by more than 460% since 2012. Did any of this help Amazon? Consider this. Amazon reportedly paid zero federal tax on its profits in the US in 2018. This was for the second year in a row. In India, it has been dodging regulators. We just showed you details from some leaked documents. Now the tech giants have become so powerful. What do they plan to do next? Again, history has clues. After the 1757 Battle of Plassey, the East India Company became very powerful. In 1764, it won the Battle of Buxar. Soon it granted the Diwani of Bengal. It was granted the Diwani of Bengal, meaning it controlled Bengal's administration. Look at what Facebook is doing in Australia. It is dictating terms, bullying and blackmailing elected lawmakers. The company has blocked journalism. It is controlling the reach of the press. Big tech has become that powerful. What's the guarantee that Facebook will not do the same in India or elsewhere? Facebook has a history of abusing legal gaps. Facebook has a history of trying to dictate terms in India too. You saw what happened with WhatsApp's privacy policies. How can India ensure that history does not repeat itself, that big tech does not re-inflict the damage done by the East India Company? There is only one way: legislate. India must regulate big tech, protect home companies, protect Indians online, protect Indian interests offline. It's not too much to ask. India must learn from its history and ensure that the country is not left vulnerable to digital colonization by big tech, as it was to British colonization by the East India Company. If in the 1600s India had spices and raw materials, today India has the world's largest online market outside China. In the 1600s, the Portuguese and the British East India Company were betting on India. Today, it's the Silicon Valley giants. Let me repeat, India must ensure that this time only India wins. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.